Look up now. You're falling asleep, Twigs. Don't blame you. I think next time we realise we don't leave this on the floor.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
On we go.
Strange to be wearing clothes, isn't it? Feels like an imposition. Hi, welcome back to me and Mon Ami and the third episode of our mini-series in which we're roof tent camping all the way to the Gorge de Verdun, which is the Grand Canyon of France. And today we are headed to a museum we have wanted to go to for a very long time, to the Citroen Museum. I wouldn't want to drive a big motorhome up here, Mr. Boo, would you?
Or a caravan.
Or a caravan or a trailer. But,
maybe a pony.
It's very pretty, but you've just got to be very careful because there's a lot of traps. These train viaducts. No, it can't be, can it? This is a train line here.
That's the train line. That must have been an old bridge that went across the valley, the Var.
Oh, maybe.
It doesn't really go anywhere unless it's to direct water
It must
from
have
up there.
collapsed or something. Oh yeah, unless it's an aqueduct. I don't know. Gorgeous though.
Magical. Little house on the prairie up there.
And what's this station? Is this a station or is it just a level crossing? Level crossing maybe. But all these are on the Tram de Pigne if you ever decide to do it steam or no steam. It's a fantastic ride up here. Particularly if you're a train buff. For these little tunnels, and I think there's a corkscrew element, isn't there? Or is that the other one?
That's the other one.
That's the other one. I was mixing them up. All the way to Puget Tenier is incredible. This is all incredible. You know, every bit that's followed the train line is incredible.
Reminds me a bit of when we were leaving France going into Spain.
Yeah, I think it's more stunning though.
Yeah,
maybe the weather's better, but I think it is the landscape is more remarkable. That's amazing with the forest. Let me tell you that you've done it all. Ooh, I'm glad that truck's just going to miss us. This is quite... wow, this looks like a replacement bridge for something that went tits up. I'd quite like to get around this corner before this truck comes. It's funny that there's such big haulage on here as well, isn't it? This is seriously AI dream road. Very weavy, special. Look at that. We've had a bit of a rock fall here, or they're trying to stabilise it, aren't they?
Yikes. After the rain.
As Shirley sang, after the rain has gone.
He's got a good tan.
Got a good job, he just sat in a chair all day.
Spinning his lollipop.
Maybe I'll get a tan. A bit burnt. Spinning his lollipop. Camping in there, look. That looks quite nice.
Cute.
Yeah.
I looked at so many.
Round here. Yeah. Yeah, it's camp central, isn't it?
And it's funny, these ones around Castellan, there's more around here with pools, and then the ones directly next to the lake and
Yeah.
around the gorge,
No
there's
pool.
no pool.
Yeah, well, you've got the lake, haven't you? I
Yeah.
guess. No,
So-
we were gonna stay there, but is this it?
That's the Museum of the Resistance.
Oh. But we decided in the end we were very happy on the Oregano camp. What's it called?
Camping Origan. Right.
Musée des Citroën. Gosh, we actually found it. Will it be open? It's our usual curse is we get to these places and then there's just some strange closure because it's a Citroen bank holiday or they've had a puncture. Let's see. Very scratchy lenses on our camera.
Here on our left side. Left.
Oh, I can see a Citroen. I can see a Port Ouvert, which gives you hope that it may be open. In fact, we could be the only visitors. There's no shade, is there? Oh,
Maybe it's
that,
sure.
maybe there, in that corner. Do you think?
Maybe, at least
A little bit, yeah. Well, I was going to park up behind him.
Yeah. Go for it.
I think he'll have a parking camera. See us, won't he? See if I can get a bit closer in, really. Is this a bit daft parking here? Think he'll drive into us?
No, I don't think he'll drive into us.
Well, it's the West Taxi, it's not in the shade, is it? So I think let's just park somewhere else. Oh yeah, that's the church. I'd love to do that pilgrimage, but I think if you did it today, it would be your final ever pilgrimage. There it is up there. I wonder if the Citroen Museum has aircon. Let's see. €8 in, €8 in, Mr. Boo. I'll treat you.
I love these four posters going along here.
Yeah. They're fantastic, aren't they? Psychedelic. A little.
Little.
Amazing. So this, apparently, is the oldest DS in the world. Tout le monde. Amazing. It looks fantastic. I had a friend who had one of these years ago, and I loved it. The sort of air suspension-y thing was fantastic, but parking, a little difficult. But they're gorgeous. Really gorgeous. And if you touch that button, that's unbelievable. It does a pirouette. The world's oldest DS. As all stars do. Star of the ballet does a pirouette. How gorgeous. Could do with a bit of WD maybe. Not so much WDS. Fantastic story behind this, that the woman who owned this was put into a forced marriage and 6 months later she divorced. She bought this and kept it in perfect condition, and it wasn't until 2020 that they managed to acquire it. It had been in her garage the whole time in its own version of lockdown. Personal stories are fascinating.
Of how he found them.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's who introduced him to it.
Yeah, it's really good. Gorgeous. And another DS here, or is this a variant of a DS? I'm sure everybody will be commenting on, telling me I got it wrong. The seats are just marvellous, and the steering wheel, aren't they? The shared seat. And it's right what the lady said, they're all incredibly low mileage. I mean, they are not restored, they're just cars that have been acquired and barely been used. Just saying, I really like the fact that they're not restored, that they are bought or acquired with very low mileage, but that there are imperfections. They look like a real thing rather than, you know, you sometimes go to the sort of vintage car rallies on Saint Jean and everything is perfect and polished to within an inch of its life, and there's a kind of unreality to it. These are the real deal. This is one for you, Mr. Boo. Oh, how gorgeous. I just want this so badly.
Oh,
It's for Twiggy.
oh, it's perfect.
And I'm loving the old petrol station. Up until a few years ago, there was a station called Station Gatto in Nice, where I used to go and get sort of two-stroke for my Velo Solex, and they had an oil pump that mixed it with the petrol. And it was a sort of vintage garage, but sadly it's gone now. This is the kind of Citroen that Elvis would have had, don't you think? This is my favourite. As I say, it just makes me think of American cars and sort of Elvis and luxury and speed and the open road. Well, this is fantastic too. Absolutely glorious. Again, the seating is just fantastic. And then we're into quite a lot more recent. I love these fronts. I don't really remember these because I don't know how big they were in Britain. I remember sort of maybe that a little bit side on. But the fronts are amazing. Aren't they amazing, these? But I don't remember them. Like that I remember in Britain. That sort of shape, but not really this one. I don't think there were many of these in Britain. Whereas there were quite a lot of those. Love this, Eurocasium. They're so long. And then we're starting to get a little bit into the smaller, because there isn't a lot we've seen up to this point in this museum that's smaller.
No.
And now suddenly they're getting a little bit more compact, perhaps a bit less interesting. Discuss. Keith Chegwin under this one, or is it Prince Philip? I can't remember. Oh yeah, you're right, Prince Philip used to run people over. He wasn't under the car, was he? Ah. And this is a Visa Super. Super, I like that. I like the shape of that, don't you, at the front? This is the basalt.
GS basalt.
This is for the red carpet, for a TV advert. Fantastic. What's this called, Mr. Boo?
The GSA Cottage.
GSA Cottage. Well, didn't know that cars could become cottages. What's this one? The GSA Tuna.
Turner.
Oh, Turner.
No, tuna.
Tuna.
I thought it
Not
was
as
like
in fish,
Tina
as
Turner.
in piano.
Tina Tuna.
Tina Tuna. These, I used to see quite a lot of these when I was a kid. I would say this is 80s, but it might be 90s. Yeah, 82. I knew somebody who had one of these. Again, big. Palace-matic. I tell you what, this would make a cracking hearse. I bet they'd converted these to hearses, don't you? It's the French version of 6 feet under. Look at the length. You could get a couple of coffins in there, side by side, twins,
Twin coffins.
twin beds. It really is a Citroen cornucopia, but we've yet to see an Ami. What have you discovered, Mr. Boo?
Well, the description is, what car would you choose in the 1980s if you wanted to transport your disabled sister?
Is it this one?
This one?
You could have more than one sister in that one.
Well, it's funny you should say. It stood out with its hydro-pneumatic suspension and large load capacity. At the time of purchase, a mobile stretcher was fitted, allowing the two sisters to get to hospitals in the Lyon region, but to enjoy life by going to parks and gardens in the same region.
Whilst laid down.
Yeah.
Well, that's lovely. So it's been converted. Oh, you can see, like, yeah. Oh, you fasten the chairs in, or the coffins.
That blue.
Liking the colours we've coming into here. Interesting side by side, and they're lovely. Again, just stunning. I have to say, I think this is so well done. I mean, sometimes you come to these places and they can be a bit, you know, they're someone's passion. And this clearly is someone's passion. But it's also a really well laid out, clearly signed, lots of background. And I don't even think you need to be a car fan. I think if you're interested remotely in design and French culture and history, the shapes, the ideas, they're all here. It's all part of the mix, part of the story, part of the narrative of France. Handy for emergencies. Doesn't look as long as the hearse one though, does it? It's got curtains though and some oxygen. Just lovely. ID 19 commercial. Gorgeous, gorgeous colour, mustard. You want one of those signs, Mr. Boo?
I want one of those above the bed.
Gorgeous, isn't it? Gorgeous. Look at this prototype as well. A little bit Aston Martin, James Bondy zone here at the front. Another little prototype here. Amazing. And then, of course, you have a whole other salle devoted to, well, you were probably wondering where these were next door. Perhaps the most famous Citroen of all, the all-time classic de Cheveux, the 2CV. Still gorgeous. When we were, before we got our Grandi Pandy, we were thinking of, we looked into getting an electrified 2CV, and it was just A, too expensive, and B, we still weren't getting enough increase in range, etc., to make the difference for our trips. But we would have loved an electrified 2CV because they are gorgeous. But we'd have still had all the disadvantages of no aircon, etc., and not a lot of luggage space. But again, incredibly low mileage, these, you know, 1899. So all these things have been found or offered because they've been in storage or little used. There's a story behind them all. Look at this. So it's electric.
It's electric 2CV from 1997.
It looks like a golf buggy, but in many ways this is the forerunner to the Citroen Me.
It really
the
is.
Electric Me. I mean, here's where they were first starting to think about that level of simplicity, I would say. I mean, obviously the 2CV is super simple as well, and that was its selling point. It often made me laugh when we got our Me 3.5 years ago. So many doubters were saying, well, it won't last 2 minutes, and all the rest of it. And it just, I kind of went, people said exactly the same about the 2CV, and there are tens of thousands of them still on the roads, and people adore them. So this is the Diane. Again, 5,000 kilometres this one's done in its life, and this beautiful van. Love this. This is only done 1,800. Isn't that gorgeous? Again, this one was owned by a grocer and wine merchant from Tours who ordered this version, only used it for 2 years before storing it in a disused chapel. Look at this tiny Charleston hiding under the Charleston. You see quite a lot of these, certainly at rallies, don't you? And round by us, there's 2 or 3 of them. They're so gorgeous. I love the interactive elements. Is it going to work?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There it is. This presumably would have been in a showroom. The glamour. Oh, I think I stopped it. Oh, I might have broken it. Oh no, it's moving again. It's moving again.
That's outside the Negresco.
Oh, it is, yeah. How funny. How funny. How cute. Now they'd have screens, digital images flashing on and off. There's something so charming about this. Presumably they'd have changed out the cards every season. New cars, new life, new year, new you. This H-van is an incredible nick. Type HY, 12,000 kilometres. Beautiful. Is this the ME? It's a super ME, Mr. Boo.
It's a super ME.
This is the grandfather or father of Elton.
1975.
The original goes back further, doesn't it?
Bought it, but didn't have a driving licence.
Oh, like me.
So he bought it for his wife. She wasn't very confident behind the wheel, like me, and instead, and insisted that she was accompanied on all her trips. This regularly caused traffic jams, so
Like
they had to
us.
sell it.
That's exactly why you're getting a Me. A Me Super Comfort. This is a slightly bigger. This is the Me 8 brake. If you go in your brake with it. Or is it 8 brake horsepower? Who knows? So many versions of the Ami, but not an Elton. I wonder if you'll get an Elton. You'd have to get one with very low mileage, not ours. Well, ours is under 20,000, but it's a bit put through its paces. It's funny how marketing really doesn't change, does it? There's people on the beach having a good time. Are they in their Topolino? No, they're in their Ami of that era. And also the super comfort. It's the same marketing tropes, isn't it? Take the original, then add some stickers, add an extra steering wheel leather thing, add a foot at the back so you can get your grandma in a chair, all that kind of thing. But underneath, they're still essentially this, except now, of course, a lot of them have got batteries and they don't make a lot of noise. Obviously, I mean, it's a very bad idea, that, but you know, it might catch on. Just look how basic they are under the hood. It really is a cracking collection, I have to say. And they've got a lovely gift shop with all kinds of bits and bobs, and you can actually, some of it is not just sort of memorabilia, but some of it's actual bits from that garage at the end you can buy, can't you? Like original key rings and oil cans, things like that.
I think it's... I like this ice cream Mahari.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
And this fishmonger.
Oh yeah. We sometimes see these on markets in Nice, and we've seen them. I bought 3 or 4 really cheap, didn't I? €5 each, but I went back a month after and he didn't have any more. I think I got a bargain. Well, what did you think of that, Mr. Boo?
It's amazing. What a treasure trove.
It is really fantastic. I mean, I wasn't sure on this hot day this is exactly where I want it to come, and I thought, well, it's one man's passion. It could be just a bit eccentric and a bit rubbish, but it is brilliant. The guy himself is fantastic. You know, he was saying to us that he's still in winter here, because in Castellan he says, oh, there's only about 200 people. There's nobody on the roads. He still takes all those vehicles out for drives in the winter. And he was also telling us how he sort of set the criteria of which ones he'd select, because he said, well, if you start collecting like this, you can just go on forever, and obviously you can. And he just decided that he was always going to get these low mileage, original colours that hadn't been altered in any way. He could sort out the technique and make them work. But what interested him was them in their original state. And I said to him, I said, what about getting an Ami to add to the collection? Well, he looked at me like I'd lost my marbles. Basically, he stopped collecting, or his collection goes up to about 92. And, you know, he said, well, you do have to stop somewhere, but I think, he didn't really think that cars made in the 21st century are the same thing. You know, obviously, Stellantis, etc., it has changed the whole way the motor industry functions. But it's an absolutely fantastic museum. It's a fantastic collection. And as I say, even if you're not really interested in cars, but you're interested in sort of design history and the history of France, it's all there for you. Anyway, it is staggeringly hot here. We're going to try and get back in Grandi Pandi and cool down. Fiat Grandi Pandi. So after a restorative glass of red wine, me and Mr. Boo decided we'd go to the campsite restaurant for dinner. The trouble was, we couldn't decide whether to wear clothes or not. When we'd been there at lunchtime, everyone was naked. So we decided we'd go to dinner without clothes. Mr. Boo, everyone's wearing clothes. But If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like, please give us a comment, please think about buying us a coffee, help pay for the price of admission. But most of all, folks, remember, stay charged. Bye.
Bye.